Welcome to the DIY Pest Control Podcast, where you get the best info for those who want to perform their own pest control. The DIY Pest Control Podcast is brought to you by Nature Pest. Nature Pest has been providing the finest in commercial and residential integrated pest management for structural, lawns, trees, shrubs, and mosquitoes with better control and less contamination at an affordable price. For more info, visit us at naturepest.com.
Well, I've been having a problem in my house with fruit flies coming in from outside, and it's been driving me insane. And as you can see, I made this trap. Well, I didn't make the trap is already made. I bought it to test for flies and to test a bait that I made, a bait attractant. And as you can see down there, they're all swimming in it. There's the larvae that is being born, and there's the larvae swimming in there. It catches fruit flies. The only problem that you have with a trap like this, it isn't designed for fruit fly. The hole is too big. It's designed for housefly, Musca domestica, not fruit fly. And so but I had it here. Now, I've had it for 2 weeks, and I put it inside my house, and I noticed at first it would not catch flies. It took about a week. And the secret was this needed to ferment. So the combination of the vinegar I used, the sugars that I used to make this attractant, after a week after it fermented, it started catching the flies. At first it wouldn't catch anything. So I caught all the flies inside my house with it, and it's just an enormous amount. I don't know if you can see here, I've got a lake behind my home, and there's trees, there's fermenting fruit from the palm trees that you can see the fruit has dropped. And let me walk over there and show you. Give me a second. I'm going to show you why you get fruit flies even if you don't have fruit inside your house. Now hopefully we're able to see this. And there's fruit on that tree that's ripened and fallen on the ground. And when it starts to decompose, you're gonna get fruit flies all over the place. They're crawling all over here right now. They're all over the place flying. Let me see if I can let you see them flying. But they're definitely there. I can see them. I just can't catch them. So this is within, I don't know, 20 feet of my front door and maybe 50 to 60 feet from my backyard. And so I've got this enormous amount of fruit flies. Well, the solution is pick up the fruit, bag it, and get rid of it. So the fruit can come from anywhere. Remember, they're looking for a fermented source. Okay, we're not looking for actual fruit. What they're looking at is a fermented source. And there they are flying around. So when the sugar, people say, well, just use apple cider vinegar. Well, if it doesn't ferment, it's not going to be attractive. There's a fly on the top hanging out there, but there is a lot of flies in there. I knew it, and it was inside my house because I saw the larvae at the bottom just floating and swimming in there, and I said, oh good, they deposited eggs, that means the flies are in there. Sure enough, it's collecting them, and it's catching. You can see them floating there on the top, hundreds of them in there. But the secret is to get that sugar to ferment somehow, and the vinegar to ferment. So I added sugar to it. I added molasses and a special blend vinegar that I'm trying and that I'm testing based on a couple of studies I read to see if it works. It seems to be working. I don't have housefly here problems. It just doesn't seem. The other day I was starting to smoke pork butt for like 12 hours, and sure enough, flies showed up. I'd never seen flies here in the time, but when I started doing the smoking, the flies show up. And it attracts them because of the decomposing meat inside the smoker, and also the CO2 emissions attracts the flies. So that's why you get flies. But in this case, the flies are caused by fermenting fruit from a foxtail palm tree, and basically the solution is cut it down and remove it, and remove all the fruit around your area, especially if you got fruit trees. You got mango trees, you've got, anything that falls to the ground and ferments is going to attract the flies. And if they're near your door, well, you open it up and sure enough, they just come in. Hope this helps, folks.
Thank you for listening to the DIY Pest Control Podcast. Please remember that although Franklin Hernandez is a certified and licensed pest control operator in the state of Florida, the content of this podcast is for informational purposes only. You should consult your local and state government or cooperative extension service before performing any pest control service. Remember to always read and follow label directions, because the label is the law.